Welcome to Nicol Bolas, the Ravager. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I love it. We have 3 lanes in the hand, 3 in Dynamo, and we have a wonderful, consistent card draw source in Phyrexian Arena, so I will definitely take that. But it's going to lead off with the Temple of the False God. Okay, now the only downside is hopefully we can hold off on Urborg as long as possible to get out from underneath Kozilek. At least make sure they not going to be able to tap out for land, some sort of mana off that Temple of False God. It's going to get down Steam Vents. Yeah, let's have that come into play tap. Not going to pay 2 life, and then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Nicol Bolas, the Ravager, the Bolas squad. Some Grixis Planeswalkers, super friends. Flying whenever Nicol Bolas enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. Then for a 7 mana activation, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control as a Planeswalker. Let's go and get down Crumbling Necropolis, and then we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. Playing against Kozilek, Butcher of Truth, and I'll cover the Nicol Bolas Planeswalker in just a second. So we have Kozilek, Butcher of Truth, and whenever you cast this spell, draw 4 cards, Annihilator 4, and then whenever Kozilek is put into the graveyard from anywhere, its owner shuffles its its graveyard into their library. Opponent's going to get down Lightning Greaves too. Let's go ahead and get down Flooded Strand. Yeah, I like that. Let's go and get down Flooded Strand. That puts us online for Phyrexian Arena, which I definitely do like. And let's see what we want to grab off of this one. Let's go and grab Underground Sea, and let's go and tap out for Phyrexian Arena. Get some pretty good card draw going. Get that down, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, next turn, we are looking at getting down Urborg. That will allow us to tap out for 3 and Dynamo and really kind of open up our mana. If we wanted to, we could go for Nicol Bolas, but with our opponent sitting at about 6 cards or 5 cards in the hand, I think what we may end up doing is simply getting down 3 and Dynamo, and then hopefully kind of working our way towards Nicol Bolas Planeswalker. That'll allow us to at least kind of start taking care of some of our opponent's stuff on their side of the battlefield. All right, drawn to Temple of Deceit. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go ahead and get down, because either way it's going to come into play tapped. Let's go ahead and get down Urborg, and let's go ahead and tap out for 3 and Dynamo. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. They will be able to get the land down next turn. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have to worry about Kozilek just yet. So what we may end up doing is kind of getting into spots where hopefully if we can leave up maybe around 3 mana to go for Disallow, we can kind of leave that up for Kozilek, because they do have that Lightning Greaves on the battlefield. So if they end up tapping out for Kozilek, they would not be too good. Them getting down Lightning Greaves and swinging across for Annihilator 4. Our opponent's going to go for Sculpting Steel. More than likely, we'll see them have it enter the battlefield as a copy of 3 and Dynamo, but you never know. Maybe your opponent wants an extra copy of Lightning Greaves. They're going to get down the Scarecrow, haste draw card, and then return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and they will not swing in. All right, let's go to get the Phyrexian Arena card draw going. Drawn to Jace, the Mind Sculptor, and then we also draw into Fire Diamond. So we are looking at Kozilek next turn. So that's going to be maybe double blue off Underground Sea, but that's going to cut us off any sort of blue activation. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and get down Temple of Deceit, or do we want to go for Tezzeret the Seeker to get an additional artifact on the battlefield? We can go for that minus ability if we wanted to get some sort of artifact planes going. We could go for the untap up to 2 target artifacts. That'd be 3 and Dynamo too. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go and get down Temple of Deceit. Let's get the scrying going, and let's see if our opponent's going to tap out for Kozilek, and we can go for that Disallow on Kozilek. Bloodstained Mire. Let's go and put down the bottom for right now. Let's go and get down Fire Diamond. That's going to be 1, 2 off 3 and Dynamo. And then anything else, we're going to leave that 1 mana floating. Yeah, that'll be okay. And then anything else, we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. Now, we do have a couple different options next turn. So we do have Disallow that will allow us to counter Kozilek. Now, if they do end up getting Kozilek down somehow, maybe they get down Cavern of Souls or something like that, we still have Damnation, at least to kind of clean up the board just a little bit better. And then thankfully, we do at least have a hard counter like Disallow, not Mana Leak, since our opponent did get down Eye of Ugin, giving that reduced cost off their Eldrazi. Okay, opponent's going to go for Kozilek. Let's go and go for Disallow on Kozilek. Now, I would be tempted, if this was not, if they didn't have Lightning Greaves on the battlefield, I would be tempted to go for the Disallow on the Kozilek draw 4 cards trigger, but at least we're going to send Kozilek back to the command zone, and I think that actually allowed them to recast Kozilek next turn, so we kind of need to get some stuff moving as far as next turn goes. Hopefully we can draw into something pretty good. And then we draw into Mana Vault. Okay, let's go and get Mountain down, get down Swamp. Now, with us sending Kozilek back to the command zone, we can actually tap out for Nicol Bolas and then go for the minus ability, the +3 ability on that 3 and Dynamo. I think I like going for that. So I'm going to tap out for Nicol Bolas. Let's go and get down Nicol Bolas, and then let's go and tap out for the let's go and +3 on this one to take care of that 3 and Dynamo. Hopefully that'll keep them off that extra mana to get down Kozilek again. That'll allow us to kind of reset some stuff up for next turn. Since we have no counterspell, let's go and get down Mana Vault. We're going to tap out for 1 blue mana and get that down. And then anything else, no. We're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, one thing that we do have in the deck that works out really well with Tezzeret is we do have Paradox Engine and also Chaos Wand. So if we can get both of those down with that minus ability, we can really kind of start to churn through our opponent's decks with instant or sorceries. But unfortunately, when you're playing against a colorless deck like Kozilek, sometimes it makes it a little hard for you to be able to really take advantage of a ton of instant or sorceries. Now, there's a lot of them out there, but I would be really worried about going for that Chaos Wand and Paradox Engine if they have something like All Is Dust to make us sacrifice all of our colored permanents, so that would not be too much fun. But let's go for Karn Liberated. Okay, see if they're going to go for with Karn. And they will go for the minus ability, exiling Nicol Bolas. Look at this Battle of the Planeswalkers, loving it. Let's get Kozilek pushed down just a little bit smaller so we can see what's going on. And that might put us in a spot with Mana Vault to where we might be able to go for that minus 10. Deal 10 damage to Karn. But let's see what we've got going on. Let's get the Phyrexian Arena card draw. Draw into Night's Whisper. He will not pay for that Mana Vault trigger. And they draw into Catacombs. Let's go and get down to Catacombs. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we have more than enough to do that. So let's go and tap out for Nicol Bolas. And let's go and tap out on Urborg. They're going to make our opponent discard a card off of this one. And then let's go and go for the activation. Let's go and transform Nicol Bolas. And they'll go and tap out on Temple of Deceit too. Let's go and go for the -3 ability, and that way we're going to take care of Karn. It's kind of funny to have Nicol Bolas take care of Karn, who took care of the other Nicol Bolas. So we take care of Karn, and then anything else. That does put us at 4 off Nicol Bolas. No, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, what we can do next turn is we can go for Jace the Mind Sculptor. We will be able to look at 3 cards in our hand. We also do have Night's Whisper on the battlefield, too. So that's not on the battlefield in our hand. So that's something we can draw into to kind of start to shuffle up our library just a little bit if we're going to go for this Catacombs activation, if we don't like what we see off Jace's ability. Outside of that, we do have Tezzeret the Seeker to kind of untap some of our artifacts. We'll see exactly what we're going to go for as far as any key artifacts. Like I mentioned earlier, we could go for Chaos Wand, but it may not be too good in this particular deck. Opponent will tap out for Kozilek, okay? And let's see how they want to do this one. And they will get the Lightning Grief shifted over onto Kozilek too. Now there will be Annihilator 4, so what we can do is, if we want to leave as much mana up as possible, we can just go ahead and sacrifice Nicol Bolas. And since we have access to a ton of card draw, I think I'm okay with getting rid of Phyrexian Arena at this point right now. So we'll get rid of Phyrexian Arena. Let's get rid of Swamp. And I'd like to get rid of Urborg. That way we can at least kind of keep that mana off of our opponent, off stuff like Temple of the False God. Even though they can tap for it now, that'll still be at least good off Eye of Ugin. So we'll get rid of Urborg. Put those on the bottom in any order, or in the graveyard in any order. And that still gives us a pretty good chunk of mana. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've still got some good stuff to do next turn. Alright, our opponent was actually swinging in at Nicol Bolas, so we're actually in a pretty good spot off of this one. The only downside is we have to watch out for is actually our opponent got rid of Power Plant, so they would have been online for Tron off that. Not going to pay for Mana Vault's ability. It's been a really interesting match so far. First things first, let's go and tap out for Damnation. We definitely want to do that. I'll tap out 2 off Thran Dynamo. Let's go and go for Jace the Mind Sculptor. Let's go and go for the plus ability. Go for the, draw 3 cards and put in 2 cards back. Let's go and put Watery Grave back, and let's go and put Smoldering Marsh. And that'll put us online. Let's go and get down Misty. Do we want to tap out for Thing in the Ice? Yeah, I think I like that. Let's go and crack Catacombs. Let's go and grab Badlands. Let's go and crack Misty too. And we'll grab Volcanic Island. Let's go and get down Thing in the Ice. That's going to be tapped in a blue. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Okay, our opponent's going to be tapping out for Ugin. Okay, so at least we'll leave Mana Vault on the battlefield. The only downside is we have to watch out for Ugin is they're going to be able to go for that that damage, that -X. They'll only have to tap out for 4 to take care of that one. Deal 3 damage to any target. Okay, they're going to go for Jace off of this. Now, what we can draw into at least Hero's Downfall. Potentially, if we draw into Hero's Downfall, that allows us to take care of Ugin. We do have Vampiric Tutor and Mystical Tutor, so hopefully maybe we can get into some sort of way that we can draw a few more cards into our library. Maybe we get lucky drawing on the first top of our library. Not going to pay for Mana Vault. And then we draw into Pull from Tomorrow. Now, if we want to tap out for take care of Ugin, we're looking at Pull from Tomorrow. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're going to have to tap out for 8 card draw, leaving up 3 mana. Yeah, I like it at this point right now. I guess it's something to do. Because if we just tap out right now for Night's Whisper to ready, and our opponent untaps and goes for that exile effect, we're just really not in a good spot. Let's go and do that. Let's go and tap out for a really big Pull from Tomorrow. Alright, so we're going to draw 8 cards off of this. Okay, and unfortunately we do not hit any sort of way to take care of Ugin, at least at this point right now. And they are looking at that -10 ability. We can go for the leave Iron Vandal Blast in the hand. Now, let's go and discard at least 1 card at this point right now. We'll go and get rid of Drowned Catacomb, so we have access to a ton of stuff in our hand. Yeah, get rid of Drowned Catacomb. Let's go and get down Dragon Skull Summit. Yeah, we can go for Night's Whisper, draw an additional card, or we can build up our mana again. Or if we want to, we can untap Mana Vault, pay for that 4 mana. You know what, let's just dig into our library just a little bit deeper. We're looking at Night's Whisper. We need to find some sort of answer for Ugin, so I like going for this one. Okay, drawn to Snapcaster, which is not really that good. We can at least leave up Snapcaster, disallow off of that -10 from our opponent. Anything else? Do we want to leave up Telling Time? Yeah, let's go and leave up Telling Time. I kind of like going for that. Let's go and pass the turn to our opponent. Let's go and get rid of Blasphemous Act. Let's get rid of well, actually, how do we want to do this? I'd like to hold on to Polluted Delta if possible. I like Liliana. We can't go for Vandal Blast if we want to take care of Lightning Greaves. We'll cut them off any sort of fast mana, or at least sort of haste option with Kozilek. Yeah, let's go and get rid of Duretti. I like Tezzeret. We can grab whatever. Actually, we don't need Tezzeret that bad, because Paradox Engine is not going to do as good. So we're going to get rid of Tezzeret, and then we'll go and hold on to everything else in the hand. So that does put us online for Telling Time. If our opponent wants to go for that -X ability of exile each permanent, they can definitely go for that with Thing in the Ice. That also does kind of put us in a spot to where we might be able to instant speed, at least kind of go for a Thing in the Ice activation in response to them getting down their commander. But we'll see if they have enough mana to get that down. Actually, now that they got down that Shrine of the Forsaken Gods, so we'll see what they've got going on. If they do get that down, it's not the end of the world. Dreamstone Hedron, okay. And they're going to get down a Burnished Heart. Okay, let's go and go for Telling Time. That's going to knock one more thing off Ice in the Thing in the Ice. Ooh, drawn to Dreadbore. Wonderful. Okay, let's go and put Dreadbore in our hand. Let's go and put Toxic... Do we need Toxic Deluge? Just going to put that on the... Let's put Ancient Tomb on top and put Toxic Deluge on the bottom. Oh, that is a wonderful draw. Okay, because I was thinking about going Snapcaster Disallow out of the graveyard, but with Scribbling Claws, they'll definitely be able to take care of that. Do you want to tap out for that this turn right now? No, we'll go and take that damage. Let's go and go for Dreadbore on Ugin. That's going to get Awoken Horror to flip. That's going to send Burnished Heart back to the hand. And let's go ahead and go for Vandal Blast 2. Okay, our opponent does go for Scribbling Claw, exile a card from target graveyard. We'll go for Jace off of that. And let's go and get down the land for the turn. Let's go and get down. Let's go and swing in for 7. Sorry if my commentary is a little kind of like up and down right now. I'm just really worried about like somehow losing the game or something. Our opponent's going to go for Mystifying Maze. Okay, that's not too bad. And they'll get it back onto the battlefield. I completely forgot about that over there because I was so wrapped up in the game. Do we want to tap out for Liliana? Go for that +1. We can search our library for a card and put it on top. I think I like that. Let's go and go for that. Let's go and get down Polluted Delta, because we don't want to take 2 damage too bad. Let's go and go for Polluted Delta. And then let's go and grab Island, and let's go and tap out for Liliana. And let's go and go for the -2 ability. Let's pop this out, and let's see what helps us in this one. You know what, let's go and grab Tameo. If our opponent is somehow able to get down Kozilek, I really like going for Tameo. We're at least going to be able to keep Kozilek tapped down. Or worst case scenario, we can at least tap down Mystifying Maze to allow us to have some sort of attacking threat on our opponent. And do we want to pay for Mana Vault? No, we're okay at this point right now. Drawn to Tamio. Let's go and go for the +1. Target opponent discards a card. Really want to start attacking our opponent's hand if possible. Give it a Burnished Heart. Let's go and get down Ancient Tomb for the land drop for the turn. Let's go and tap out for Charcoal Diamond. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go and tap out for Is It Signet off of Island. Okay, and do we want to get down Tamio? If we tap out for Tamio, that's going to be, yeah, because I like leaving up, this is possible. So let's go and tap Fire Diamond, Is It Signet? Because we're looking at Snapcaster. It's going to be 1, 2, and that still leaves us 4 total mana to go for Disallow. Yeah, I think I like that, so let's do that. Let's go and tap out for Tamio. And at this point right now, let's go and tap down Shrine of the Forsaken Gods, or we could go for Temple of the False God. Technically, it doesn't matter. We'll go and do that. Let's go and plus up, tap target permanent, tap down Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. Because they definitely have more than enough mana to get that going, or enough lands on the battlefield. And then anything else is going to pass the turn to our opponent. Now, with them going for Eye of Ugin, I kind of like going for Snapcaster Disallow on this, so let's go and do that. Let's go Snapcaster Disallow. That'll at least stop whatever sort of creature they're going to go for this turn. Alright, then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, as far as next turn goes, we definitely want to see if we can't get down Nicol Bolas. We are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We do have 16 mana, so if we get that card draw going, that would definitely be good for us. Okay, opponent's going to go for Everflowing Chalice. Kicks 5 times. Okay. So that's a lot of kickers off of that. And then let's see what else they're going to go for. I think that still puts them online for... I don't know if they have enough to go for that 7 mana activation. It's going to be 5, 6, 7. Actually, that'll be just enough. Now, what we can do is if we can get Thing in the Eyes to flip, we might be able to kind of maybe make them go for that Mystifying Maze if possible. And we're going to pay for 4. No, let's see if we can't get Nicol Bolas going. Drawn to Worn Power Stone. You know what, let's do this. Let's go and go for Nicol Bolas. We're going to have our opponent discard a card. Now that does put us in a spot where we might be able to go for that Liliana activation if we want to. Let's go ahead and go for a Nicol Bolas flip. I think I like that. We're going to go get Nicol Bolas to flip, and let's go and use Liliana's minus ability to search our library for a card and put it on top. Let's get this popped out just a little bit bigger. And let's go and go for Arcane Denial. I'd like to have some sort of counterspell to stop whatever sort of creature they search up with Eye of Ugin. Let's go ahead and go for +2 off of Ugin, off of Nicol Bolas. And then let's go and tap target permanent. Let's go and tap down Eye of Ugin. Okay, they're going to go for the Eye of Ugin activation. And they actually did go for Emrakul, which is going to have protection from instants. Now that will allow us to counter the spell because it's not on the battlefield, but they're still going to get that extra turn ability, which is something that is... Okay. Let's see what we can... I'm not sure exactly what we can do because we are looking at least Arcane Denial. That's another counter off Thing in the Eyes. That'll give them another opportunity. We'll see what they want to do, how they want to sequence this turn, though. Alright, let's go and add blue mana in response to that. And let's go to our second, and they're going to push over to the second main phase. Let's go and go for Arcane Denial on Emrakul. Yeah, I like that. Let's go and tap out for Arcane Denial. That'll allow them to draw an additional card. They can tap down Ancient Tomb and kind of do something with Liliana and Tamio and Nicol Bolas. We'll see what they end up doing off of that, though. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it won't be that bad. Alright, so they will take control of our turn. So what I'm probably going to do on this one, unless they do something crazy, I may kind of speed this one up. Okay, so they will put us down to 8. They are looking at Ancient Tomb. They can go for the Ancient Tomb to deal 2 damage to us. Now, as far as what they can do, I guess if they wanted to, they could go for a -4 ability. And with the Emrakul, that's going to be a cast trigger, so that's not really going to be able to gain any sort of advantage with that. They can... We are looking at least next turn putting target creature or planeswalker from a graveyard under the battlefield, but it can put us online to go for Ugin. So let's see how they actually want to kind of split this turn up. Alright, opponent will end up casting Intuition. Oh, so our opponent does end up going for the minus ability off of Nicol Bolas, -4, and then goes for the Ugin activation, exiling each permanent. Oh, that is brutal. Okay. That is pretty gnarly. Oh, that stings the nostrils. Okay, and our opponent will tap out for an Intuition. I'm not sure if this is a May ability, so we'll see if they have to grab 3 cards off of this one or not. Oh, and excuse me, so if our opponent goes for Intuition, now that I think about it, they go for Intuition, they go for Toxic Deluge, they can make themselves be the opponent. Oh, good play by our opponent. Okay, so it looks like our opponent's going to get it on this one. Oh, man, that is brutal. Nice. Good job. Good game. So they're going to go for Toxic Deluge on that one, really kind of take care of us on that, and that will put us all the way down to 0, paying 6 live. So unfortunately, maybe if we don't have Toxic Deluge in our deck and they don't go right, I have Intuition in the hand, we might have been able to kind of pull that one out. We tried our best to keep Kozilek off the battlefield, but unfortunately with Eye of Ugin having that repeated activated ability of grabbing a colorless card, it's really hard to deal with that turn after turn. You can see where we tried to go for Disallowed, at least kind of delay it for a turn, but even our opponent still being able to take that extra turn and really kind of taking over our entire board state, and then going for that Intuition play on them, putting us down to 0. That was definitely a really good play by our opponent, and shout out to them. Hopefully they get to see this video because that was really cool. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome MTG content just like this. And make sure to tap the bell icon to be notified whenever a video is made live. If you want to keep watching content, here are 2 more videos for you. This video and many others are sponsored by MTGO Traders and Cape Fear Games. Buy and sell digital singles to build your online collection today with MTGO Traders, and get your paper singles, accessories, and much more from Cape Fear Games. Whatever your Magic needs, both places have you covered.